In the last video, I was talking about how I'm going to Miami and I've bought the ticket and everything's going all well. So I'll be going in September. Well, it turns out that's not going to be happening anymore. So I bought that ticket before my dad even found out about the trip to Miami, which is really stupid for me. I should definitely planned it out a lot better. There's not much I can do about it now. He just thought I was too young to be going by myself, which is, fair enough. I'm still 16. I don't think many parents would let their son do that. So I put together like a presentation to my dad and all that, but it still didn't end up working. I'll post that in the next video that I do. But I think there's still some lessons to be learned from it. So, I've been doing car washing for about 2 months before this just to raise the money for the Miami trip. But yeah, I've been thinking about what kind of lessons I learned from this process, and I'll just go through them in this video. Before I get into that, I'll just tell you about what I'm doing now anyway. So, I went into some companies yesterday and I basically just went through the front door and just offered myself to try and get some work experience or just a job instead of going to A-levels. Because to be honest, I think I'm at the stage now where I'm kind of finished with education. I'm definitely not going to do well in education. I've just not been that kind of smart, educational kind of person, if you put it that way. I think I'm definitely better getting to work early. I think I'll learn a lot more, so it should be a lot more valuable to me than just staying in education now. So that's kind of my plan. I want to try and get like some apprenticeship or something like that instead of going into A-levels. I'm not sure if that will be the case, but that's what I want to do right now. So anyway, I think yesterday I went into some companies, tried to offer myself. I basically just said that I think I'll get a lot more value out of staying at your company, learning what you do day in, day out, than staying in the education system for 2 more years and not getting any work experience. I just think personally for me right now, the stage I'm at, that'll be far more valuable to me. Anyway, so some of them have sent me out like their email and stuff like that. So I'll hope to hear back from them in the next few days, hopefully, if everything goes to plan. But yeah, right now I'll just show you the video. I got the audio of some of the pictures that I sent to them, so I'll let you watch that. I'm just looking for some work at the moment. I'll be honest, I don't have much work experience. I've only just left school.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather work around here than go into further education. I think that'd be a lot more valuable to me. I just wondering, is there anything I could do to...
Yes, so we take all of our applications online,
Okay.
on the Dexter's portal specifically. So even though it's Marshall Parsons, it's through Dexter's, it's their own entity. But what I can do is I can take your name, address, contact number, and forward it onto our recruitment team, and then get in touch. Is that
That's
okay?
great.
Yeah, perfect. I'll just get you to write it down so I don't.
Okay. So what you saw there was the audio of what I was doing basically in every single company. I just go in there, just offer myself to them and just see what they had willing to offer me. Anyway, so I did that about 30 times and then I just left. And so I'll go through the lessons that I've learned from the last week or so while trying to get some work. And obviously things not necessarily going my way in terms of the business conference in Miami and not being able to go there anymore, which sets me back a little bit, but it's just a step in the journey, really. So yeah, I'll go through some of the lessons I've learned from that. So I don't think you can see these notes, but I'll just use them to remind myself anyway. So the first lesson was seal the deal. Before I came to my dad and I told him about the trip, I was almost certain it would just go through. So when I sent him like the presentation and stuff, I was almost certain he was going to say yes. So I was kind of getting happy about the trip, going to Miami. As you can probably see in the last video, I was like excited about it before it even happened. So that was stupid. I think the same thing kind of applies to business as well. You should always make sure that the money is actually in your account before you get pleased about it. If somebody says they're going to pay you, don't get excited until the money's actually in your account. That's when the deals actually happen. Because otherwise, if you don't, you're going to get really annoyed if the deal doesn't fall through and you're just going to get really pissed off like I did for no reason. Anyway, so the second one is out-strategize. So when I was going into companies, just walking through the door, some of them were almost like shocked. You might even be able to tell from like the audio, they seemed like a bit surprised seeing like a young guy just come in like that in front of all of them. You just got to be able to do things that nobody else is willing to do, and then that'll allow you to get into the right rooms and stuff. So yeah, last one is volume negates luck. So when I was doing car washing, I was really trying to think about what lessons I'd learned, because I almost felt like the last 2 months I've been wasting a ton of time with car washing other than obviously making money from it. And I realised, like, when I say volume negates luck, I really mean in more simple terms, you get more lucky the more volume you put in. So for example, with car washing, the more doors I knocked on, the luckier I got, which ends up meaning the more doors I knock on, the more likely that somebody is going to say yes. If you knock on one door, the likelihood of them saying yes to allowing them to wash your car is quite low. Whereas if you knock on 100 doors, it's much more likely. So if you see from that sense exactly what I mean. Anyway, so that's the 3 lessons I got so far. If I come up with something else, then I'll produce a video around it, but that's all I got for now. And yeah, I'm just making these videos basically for what I'm learning about. I'm definitely not qualified enough to teach you, but I'm just making these videos for you just as much time for myself to kind of just remind myself, and I don't have to end up making the same mistakes again. So that's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one.